Welcome back. Episode 23 of We Need to Talk About This. I'm your host, Chuck Oliveris. Welcome back. It's been an interesting week, kind of feel like I've hit rock bottom. Hey, you guys need anything while I'm down here? Serious. But one thing that was exciting is I got my senior GPS. These are super cool. I got it with my AARP card. And it's not only a GPS that tells me how to get there, but it reminds me why I was going there. So that's pretty cool. You can get one of those too. At top of the podcast, I wanted to share something with you. It was my birthday on the 17th. My buddy Chad gave me a birthday present. It's actually the shirt I'm wearing right now. It's a Dixon, and I love these things. And he has a bunch of them, and he knew I wanted one. So anyway, he gave me one for my birthday. But this is the way your guy friends wrap presents. I want to show you this. So for those of you on Spotify and iHeart that can't see the picture I'm putting up, that's the box my shirt came in, and a really cool bracelet that he got me and stuff. But anyway, as you can see, the present is wrapped with duct tape, and it says "Happy Birthday, Bitch," and it's like a cardboard box with black duct tape. That's the wrapping, and I love the creativity because he crunched up the duct tape for the bow on the top. Fuck, you gotta love your friends, right? Only guys do stuff like that. I'm not a great rapper either, so when it comes to that kind of stuff, it's like, whatever, Interesting week, though. Let's talk about some stuff here. That's what we're here to do. 48 death traps. I mean, stupidly dangerous designs that I can't believe people are actually paid to make. That's what these are. I have to show them to you because I ran into them in a little bit of a rabbit hole on the internet. And I was like, I got to share these because they're kind of stupid, right? And here's one of them. So right now I'm putting up a picture. It says, this plastic toy that looks like candy has candy written on the bag, but it is not candy. So it's in a plastic bag for those of you guys that can't see. And it says stretchy noodles, candy twist. And then it says twist and stretch. Well, it's rubber. It's not real candy and stuff. But that is so marketed toward a child, right? Thinking that that's some sort of licorice or some kind of thing. So that's the first stupid one, right? Here's another one here. So I'm showing a staircase, and they are intersecting staircases, and this actually is in a building. And what it is for those of you guys that can't see, there's a door at the top of the staircase, and that staircase leads to a circular staircase that you step onto from the one that is going down. And it's just it's like the weirdest thing ever, and I would probably get down there and be like, what the fuck? So yeah, it's weird. Why did people build these things this way? I don't know. One of my favorite ones right here that trips me out the most is it's a staircase with a print that creates a dangerous optical illusion. So for those of you guys who can't see it, it's a tile floor, and it's a staircase leading down to the rest of the floor when you get down there. But it's all black and white, pebbly looking, but it looks like one flat surface. You can't even see where the stairs are. And this also is a real staircase in a building. You know what it kind of reminds me of? Like when you go into the casinos, some of the casinos in Vegas, when you get in there, the carpet is so busy and so loud, and it's just like, it's kind of nauseating. That's what that kind of reminds me of. Here's another stupid one. Stainless steel bench on a beach that would scorch anyone's skin on a hot summer day. And it's like a half circle bench right off the beach that you can sit down and rest on. But it's stainless steel. And if you're near the beach, summertime, it's 100 and something degrees. You sit down and get up from that thing. I think, I don't know. You tell me. Here's an even weirder one. So they decided to make a whole entire sidewalk, and this almost looks like it's in Boston or maybe New York. It's a picture I'm putting up. It's a trippy tile design that would make you lose your balance. So the tiles are staggered in such a way, and then of course the colors of them with the white, light gray and the dark gray. I mean, oh my God, can you imagine like walking home from the bar and being like, whoa? I mean, you feel like you were shrooming or something. Why? Why would you make a sidewalk like that? It's been done. I'm telling you, it's no lie. This one cracked me up because me and my sisters used to love to swing when we were kids, right? So this one's really stupid. I'm showing a picture right now for those of you guys that can't see. These swings that were positioned in front of each other instead of side by side. So as the people are swinging, you're knocking into the other guy. And it's kind of ridiculous and hilarious. If you could see the picture, you can imagine two people swinging and what's going on there, and it's not going to be good, right? That one cracks me up. You know, the guy got done and went, wait a minute. Oh, wait. Yeah, that's not good. Our next one is a packaging for body wash that anyone would mistake for honey. And why? Because it's in a honey bear, just like the honey comes in the store for your tea or your cereal or whatever you put it on. It kills me though, dude. It looks just like the honey bear, right? And then in the little writing on the package, which you guys on Spotify can't see, it's, you know what the honey bear thing is, right? And then it says body wash in very small print on the label down below. If you stuck that sucker in a kitchen cabinet, somebody is going to be using body wash in their tea. Dalton likes to put honey on honey bunches of oats for an added honey thing. That's all I'm saying. That's the stupidest thing I've ever seen, right? You don't be messing with the honey bear. That's all I'm saying. Here's a good one. 2 public restrooms in a restaurant, fancy restaurant. These abstract, confusing bathroom signs is what they are. And there's one for a male and one for a female, of course. For those of you guys that can't see, but what's interesting is it's like they almost look like clothespins. So one of the doors has, if you guys who can't see the picture can imagine, a clothespin open and then a clothespin with the legs closed, the lower part of it closed. And it's just like, dude, I would totally walk up and be like, well, wait a minute. I'm not sure which one I'm supposed to go in. That's the most confusing thing I've ever seen. And it actually exists. I forget what building this was in. I was reading the details on it when I saved that picture, but that's crazy, right? So stuff like that, you have to wonder, like, who thought this and why did they follow through with it? That's just not, it doesn't work. This one's even more confusing. I know this has got to be in the UK or over somewhere abroad. Incredibly confusing traffic signs on the intersection pavement. So as you're coming around, and it looks to me like one of those roundabout things that they have in the UK, and it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so many directions painted. One is a person, like crosswalk. Some of them are arrows pointing different ways, but there's like 12 of them, you guys. So like when you enter this circle, if you enter the circle and you see all those, when you be like, I mean, oh my God, right? It's like, which one do you follow? That makes no sense. I would love to go there and stand on the curb and see how people navigate those directions on that pavement. That's killing me. This one killed me even more because it was like, okay, this is a real one too. So this is a fire emergency sign that's nearly impossible to read. For you guys that can't see it, it's on a wooden door, probably to a stairwell. And if you get real close, you can see that it actually does say, in emergency, do not use elevator, take the stairs or something. But I mean, you honestly, to me, when you look at it, for those of you that can't see the picture, it looks like 3D art or something. Like you have to like get closer and further back to try and focus and see what it says. What if it said something like, you know, in an emergency, don't go this way, and then you go through the fucking door? So I'm just saying, why even, who thought that was fancy and cool and put that up? All you're going to do is kill people. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what people are thinking. This one's kind of crazy. So I just threw up a picture and they have these parking stop things with literal metal spikes coming out of them all over. And they're at ground level, guys. So for those of you that can't see the picture, they call these anti-unhoused, anti-loitering parking blocks that could cause a gruesome accident if somebody tripped near them. Do you think? Look at these things. Oh my God. So they're there for people to know where to park and stop or whatever. The thing that kills me, so you get a little argument with somebody and give them a little push or something. Next thing you know, they go over on that thing and, you're gone to prison for the rest of your life. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. And I need to actually look this up because I want to know who the hell's doing this. Just get some cinder blocks or something. Come on. Can you imagine? Me either. Check this out. These are like things that people don't think about when they're planning their designs for their homes inside and out in their yards and stuff. So I'm showing a picture of a swimming pool with a slide, a really cool slide. And this slide will shoot a child directly into a cement wall. It's like they didn't think about it and they positioned the slide where they did. And it's like when you come off the end of it, yeah, it's the very corner of the pool and you might land there, but most likely with the incline, the child is going to go into the cement wall. And I just think that's hilarious because I've actually seen things. And you guys have done this too. Haven't you ever like apartment hunted or house hunted and you're walking through the place and I know me and Dalton have done this before and we'll walk into the bathroom and go, what the hell? Why is the toilet over there? And why is the refrigerator in the bathroom? I mean, just weird things, right? And that's kind of what that kind of thing reminds me of is stupid shit like that. It's like, did you guys think about this ahead of time? This one cracks me up. So it's a bathroom stall door, but it's in an L shape. So you can totally look over and see if anybody's in there. These virtually pointless stall doors are in a public restroom somewhere. And what's funny about this is the bar that I bartend in, the old bathroom, the men's stall, had a circle cut out of the stall door. And we used to always say, what in the hell is up with that? If you have to go number 2 in there, there's a million people in that bar, right? There's a live band playing. People are in and out of the bathroom. They can't see if anyone's in there. Yeah, you can push on the door, whatever, but the circle's there. And so they're like, oh, and you're like, oh, yeah. Why do you do that? I don't know. We said for years, what the hell? They finally closed that off. And I feel a lot more comfortable going in there now. So that's one of those stupid things. Look at this one. So this is a confusing warning sign. And basically, for those of you that can't see it, it's a pole and it has like a panic button in the middle that's blue. It's a red pole and then there's a blue circle and it says don't on the left, don't on the right. And on top it says push and below it says push. So don't push. So you're like, don't push. No, don't push. Don't push. Right? It's like you get up there and you go, well, wait a minute. It's almost like that thing in Lethal Weapon where he's like, which wire do you cut? Is it the green one or the blue one? I don't know. It's that time again for us to talk about some stuff we need to pay attention to. The world is crazy. This is our current events for the week, and we're just going to blow right through them. These are not my opinion one way or another, because honestly, right or left, upside down, blue or red, I really don't give a shit. But I want us to pay attention. So I'm just going to throw these up every once in a while, just so we're paying attention. The first one I have here is interesting. We got a picture of Barack Obama on the left and Elon Musk on the right, and Donald Trump's down below, and it says Donald Trump spent years trying to prove that this man, Barack Obama, was born in Africa and could not be president. And then he's got Elon Musk on the right, and it says born in Africa, of course. Just put this man from Africa in charge of the country. Okay. paying attention. Speaker Mike Johnson, House Republicans have released the proposed Trump tax cuts, which include a tax increase on single parents, taxing college scholarships for students, and raising taxes for homeowners. And then it says, please retweet the American people, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, whatever. Who knows what's what and what's real and all that. The propaganda, they can change things around as they wish. Some of it we do know is true. Some of it we do know is fact. This is an interesting one. Somebody put up, I guess I'm just really confused about why we're concerned about a Chinese app having all of our data like TikTok, but we're not concerned about a South African immigrant having all our data and all of our social security numbers and access to all of our money. Well, that's a pay attention one, right? And that one actually makes sense. Some stuff doesn't, some stuff does. So just paying attention and reading along. That's all we're doing. It's always worth reminding everyone that's an Elon Musk fan or fanboy that these are the original brilliant men who founded Tesla right here. I'm showing a picture of two gentlemen with one of the cars. Elon was just a Series A investor who bought in. He then sabotaged the company enough until these men were pushed out. He then spent the next 10 years telling everyone he founded Tesla. This is a picture I'm showing of a man named Mark Tarpenning and Martin Eberhard. They founded Tesla, in case you thought it was someone else, is what it says. So interesting enough, I actually did not know that, and I looked that up. That is a true fact and all that. So that's just interesting, and that's just another, we got to pay attention sometimes, that's all. Somebody else put this up. I don't know if it was a tweet or not. It says, Mr. President, instead of stealing Greenland from Denmark, I have a better idea. In Denmark, everyone is guaranteed health care, college education's free, parents receive a year of paid paternity leave, and workers don't make less than $22 an hour. Let's steal those ideas. Let's try that there for a minute. That's what somebody put up. Just paying attention, not saying anything either way. We're just paying attention. What makes sense? What doesn't make sense? This guy, or actually this was a meme somebody put up until 2 weeks ago, what Elon Musk is doing could be called espionage. Well, maybe, I don't know, you got this one that somebody sent in from Canada. It says, here in Canada, many of us believe we're witnessing the fall of the U.S. empire. Would a civilized country limit healthcare or food assistance for the poor, leave crops rotting in the fields, destroy the educational system, target women, attempt to eliminate their reproductive rights while refusing to help resulting babies, abuse desperate immigrants, pretend to believe in Christianity while perverting and debasing its tenets, refuse to protect the earth from destruction? The world is watching. Okay, pretty heavy. A lot of stuff in there. But, the world is crazy right now, especially for us here in the U.S. And so all this stuff is just like, I got to the point with social media this week that was like, I almost had to just click off of it and go the other way. There are some things like this I share on here that I'm just saying, let's just pay attention to. The rest of it is just noise because it's just so much. I only wanted to share this one because it was Rod Steiger, and I used to love The Twilight Zone. But here's Rod Steiger's picture, and it says, imagine, if you will, an entire country so ignorant that the people willfully give billions of dollars in order to collect rich criminals to rule over their lives and steal their money. But still, they believe they are free. Yeah, I used to love the old Twilight Zone. So when I saw that, I'm like, I'm going to share that. What's interesting about this whole thing is like all this crap's going on and all these crazy changes and stuff. And we're trying to keep up with it and kind of decipher through what's crap and what isn't, because almost all of it's crap. But I don't know. I just feel like there's only one person during World War III that's going to be like traveling around in the war zone in her fur coat, and that's Mama Kardashian. And there's a picture of her right here and looking like she's in a war zone. And I guarantee you she's looking for an iPhone charger and a caramel latte. That's the only person who's going to come out unscathed. I'm telling you, those Kardashian bitches. Hey, listen, if it were up to me, I'd be voting Cheech and Chong. Cheech and Chong, I'm sorry, for 2028, make America chill again. I love that, right? And, it's just gotten crazy. It's like, I feel like pretty soon, even the Statue of Liberty is going to pack her bags and just be headed the other way. I don't know. I'm just saying we got to pay attention. I'll leave you the one last thought on all of that crap, which is the truth does not mind being questioned. A lie does not like being challenged. And that's all I'm saying. Hey, guess what time it is? We're done with that. Let's do it. I didn't meme it. Yeah, we got some all new memes for you this week. Some of the funniest memes, anyway, that I found. And we're going to share them and go through them for you real quick. I'll describe them for those of you guys that aren't watching on YouTube. Here's a shot of Clint Eastwood with his normal scowl face sitting on a porch. And this is a shot from a movie, but the meme says, when someone's phone screen is a picture of themselves. It's true though, right? Like you're sitting next to somebody and you're like, the guy goes to open his phone and you're like, he's got his own picture right on the screen. You're like, what the hell? It's not cool. Here's another one. I kind of like this one. It's a polar bear sitting on a rock overlooking this huge, massive body of water. And it says, the worst battle I ever fought was between what I knew and what I felt. And that's the only real one in here tonight. That polar bear meme. And I liked that meme. I thought it was pretty cool, I don't know. I thought it's kind of like, that's kind of like how I feel. Anyway. The next meme, here we go. We got like what? This is like a 24 thing of eggs dropped on the floor, cracked yolks all over the floor. And it says, I just fell to my knees. So the whole egg thing, super out of control, right? And I even said when the egg thing started, I'm like, I'm just going to get some chickens. And then somebody said, what about the bird flu? And I'm like, what do you mean the bird flu? And one of my police officer buddies was talking to me about it. He kind of has a ranch and stuff. And he told me, no, you got to watch that bird flu because those birds fly over and they shit in the chicken food. And the chickens eat the food. And then you got the bird flu and you got to kill them all. And you can't use the eggs, blah, blah, blah. And I guess it affects the cows too. And it kind of made sense when he was telling me about it and stuff, but I never thought that deeply about it because I'm a fucking idiot and I don't go that deep into things. But I will tell you this, I do love some eggs, and this does distraught me big time because I'm an omelet breakfast guy, One of the funniest memes I saw and saved for you guys this week was this one here, and I thought it was great. And it's from, of course, Friday the 13th. And it's got the teenager talking to Jason in the mask, and he's saying to him, what's he saying? He's saying, why are you so big if you died as a kid? And it's like so true, right? Because remember, Jason was a kid when he died. And this kid's all confronting him. And then you got the guy in the mask just looking at him. I love that one. One of my faves. Here's my favorite, Taylor Swift. For those of you that can't see, it's our friend Taylor Swift. Pregnant in this picture, holding a baby, standing in the middle of a trailer park with all the weeds growing up between the cement. She's got a little thing, a bikini short thing on, and like a bathing suit top. But you guys know I am a fan of Taylor Swift, but this one cracked me up. Taylor Swift, and the way they've AI'd this thing too. For those of you that can't see it, she's like, a trailer trash pregnant girl out in the middle of the fucking cement there. It's just good stuff, even though I love her. And this one was just a nice one about friends. I liked it a lot. And this meme says, a true friend doesn't care when you're broke, what you weigh, if your house is a mess, about your past, or your family's filled with crazies. They love you for who you are. And I thought, that's true. When I think about my best friend, Austin Blackwell and stuff, I'm known each other for years and stuff. Nobody cares, that's just your friend. In fact, I wonder what my best friend is doing right now. Let's check in on the still Austin camera in his living room. Oh, yeah, there he is. Yeah, that's my buddy. That's my bestie. And that's what he does. This is a good one too. It says I broke an egg making breakfast this morning. My insurance company said an adjuster will be out tomorrow. It's about how it is, isn't it? I actually went grocery shopping this week. I did not buy eggs. I did not buy them. I didn't want to do it. So, you know what it's time for? It's time for some pop news. We have not done this in a while. Let's do a little pop news, shall we? Actually, I have some good stuff this week you guys probably haven't heard about or seen. So on the pop news thing, the first person that came up that I found this week was an actress by the name of Tilda Swinton. Tilda Swinton's one of my favorite actresses. She was in The Beach with Leonardo DiCaprio. She's like the lady who's running the island, and she's all, "Are you going to go to Copenhagen with me, Richard?" And I think you'll remember her. Let me see. Throw her up for you. For those of you who can see this from IMDb, Tilda Swinton right there. There she is. So interestingly enough, listen to this, you guys. So Tilda Swinton captivated visitors at the New York Museum of Modern Art with an unconventional artistic performance. Without prior announcement, she periodically positioned herself inside a glass case where she simply slept in different areas of the museum throughout the year. This thought-provoking intervention challenged traditional notions of contemporary art, inviting audiences to reconsider boundaries between the mundane and the extraordinary. Known for her avant-garde approach, Swinton transformed a seemingly ordinary act into a powerful artistic statement, sparking awe and reflection on the very essence of art itself. So she goes in there all week and then she moves herself around. And for those of you that can't see, she's in like an enclosed metal case that is raised up from the floor like an exhibit would have anybody. And she's lying inside, and she literally would go in there all week and just take her little naps. And that was expressing her art in the modern art museum there. And I just think that's nuts, dude. So if you know her and you know her movie, she's a great actress. I think she might have just won an award for something recently, but how crazy is that? That's nuts, right? First of all, I don't know if I'd have time all week to like jot down to the Modern Art Museum and climb in the case and take a little cat nap 3 times a week. I do not have time for that shit, but Tilda Swinton does. I found this very interesting. I wanted to share it with all of you because I'm a huge Post Malone fan, as most of you probably already know. But he was talking in an interview about his career and stuff and the roots of his success. And I wanted you to hear what he said. He said, "When I released my first album, I was overwhelmed by imposter syndrome. I kept thinking, if no one took me seriously in high school, why would anyone listen to this? But I learned that talent and passion don't need prior validation today. I see people with my lyrics tattooed on their skin, and it moves me to tears. That kid who was never invited to parties is now the voice for those who feel alone, and it's incredible." So what a down-to-earth, cool-ass thing, right? Because, he wasn't popular in school, obviously. If you look at his early videos and stuff, he's changed quite a bit. But he's also grown, and I'm like super stoked for him. I love anything he does. Pretty much anything he touches or wants to try, I'm down to support it and listen to. Also in pop news, this is a good one too that I was kind of surprised by. Apparently, Chris Stapleton has filed an official objection to Beyonce's Grammy win for the country music album. Country music has a rich history and a distinct sound that deserves to be recognized and celebrated. We need to ensure that the awards reflect the true essence of the genre and the honor of those who have dedicated their lives to it. Chris Stapleton. So that was his statement about her winning, which is interesting because, guys, guess what? Chris Stapleton, he's kind of a quiet guy, when he performs, he's fantastic, of course. He's so talented. But he's not somebody that's outspoken like that and speaks out and says shit just off the cuff. So that's a pretty interesting comment coming from him. And of course, there was a bunch of stuff flying around on social media right after those CMAs, claiming that Beyonce and Jay-Z paid radio stations and lots of other people like $20 million so they'd vote for her to get that award for that album. We do not know whether that's true or not. I will need to call Harvey over at TMZ and confirm that. I saw something cool I wanted to share with you. I've seen it before. I'm going to show it right now for those of you that can see it. It's a tree stump and a human fingerprint side by side. And at the bottom of this, it says, "We are nature." It's pretty freaking cool. So the tree stump and the thumbprint look almost alike, don't they? And I just liked that. I liked what it said, and I just thought that was super, super, super cool. Tree stump and your fingerprint. We are one in nature. Very, very cool. It's time for You Just Can't Make This Shit Up. There's some things I find, and I'm like, you just can't make that up, right? So I got to put them in this category. And the first one is here. And let's take a look at this. So it basically says that when your brain is watching TikTok, and it shows a brain on the left-hand side, for those of you that can't see it, there's another brain on the right side. The brain on the right side is much more active. There's color in the brain. There's more things happening, and it says your brain watching a sunset. And then it gives you the colors to match the different names of the things in your brain. But it says our brains produce cannabinoids, which maybe one of the reasons we're so miserable is because we're deprived of a chemical we produce. And it makes a lot of sense, right? Because if you look at the two brains, and I think about all the little TikTokers and all that, and it's like, we're all locked into our phones now. And it's not just the kids. I mean, it's everybody. Look around in a waiting room sometime. Go get your oil changed, right? Everybody's got their face in their phone, including me. I mean, everybody's doing it. So that was just an interesting thing I saw. My buddy put it up, and I was like, wow, that's super interesting. Here's something else that's kind of fun. Check this out. So it says, it's no secret that Americans love to drink. Every year they take down billions, yes, billions of gallons of booze nationwide in the form of beer, wine, and spirits. While consumption is relatively high across the board, approximately 2.51 gallons of alcohol are consumed per capita annually. Some regions are better known for their drinking than others, and thanks to the data from the independent financial news website 24/7 Wall Street, we now know the drunken cities in every state. So this doesn't surprise me, and we can't be the only ones, right? We're not the only ones. But let's take a look at the map, guys. Look at this. Drunkest cities in every state. So the drunkest cities in every state, and it gives you the numbers here, and they're color coded. For those of you that can't see, purple's the highest numbers for the states with the highest drinkers of all. So look at Massachusetts at 24.2, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Iowa. Seems like typically where it's a little bit cold, they're drinking a little more, right? Nebraska kind of in between. Montana, my sister lives in Whitefish. All right, there you go. She likes her wine. And then it dips down into the lighter color of blue, and that's more California, Arizona, Nevada, Washington, Colorado. Let's see what the least drinkers are. This is what I'm curious about. There's actually a lot of these. So the lime green color that you guys can't see that are just listening is the states with the lowest of the drunkest cities. And that would be Casper, Wyoming, Salt Lake City, Utah. Oh, big surprise there because, that's Mormon territory. All bars will be locked and closed. Shut up. I don't mean anything by it. I got a million Mormon friends. I'm just saying I've been there. The bitch when you can't get a drink when you fly in. So you got Utah, Wyoming. Let's see what's the other one. Oklahoma. That's kind of surprising. I figured out in Oklahoma they'd be in the purple zone, like really, really doing it up. But it's interesting though, right? When you look at it state for state. And then I was noticing as I went a little bit deeper looking into that they had one for the beer drinkers. And I was like, well, let's look at the stats for the beer drinkers in our states and stuff and see what we got. So the states that drink the most beer in America per capita. Let's take a look at this guy. Again, we're color coded here from a light yellow to a dark ass brown. And the dark ass brown, obviously, being the worst. So you got Montana. Okay, so it's different for beer than when we were looking at alcohol and liquor and spirits. So on this map, Montana and North Dakota, they're just chugging some beer down there. And then you go into the next step up, which is kind of like the other red color on their chart here that you guys can't see. They're just listing, but it's Louisiana, Nevada, Oregon, and Maine, which is really weird. And also South Dakota, by the way, which is really weird because Oregon, Nevada, we're over here on the West Coast. Then you got Louisiana kind of halfway through, and then way over at Maine. And of course, the least states with the beer drinking. Let's see, the least states with the beer drinking. Washington, that surprised me because don't they have a bunch of fucking breweries out there? Idaho, I'm thinking you got to have breweries. Utah, okay. Georgia, that shocks me. I lived in Georgia for a couple of years, and it was all about Bush beer and Billy beer. Well, I won't say Billy beer. I'm dating myself. It'd be Jimmy Carter's brother who actually had a beer at the time. And that's not even a joke. Virginia and New York are the least of the beer drinkers. Doesn't that trip you out a little bit? I mean, I kind of figured Montana and like, North Dakota and maybe stuff like that, but it's not always what you think sometimes with this stuff. So I thought that was interesting and thought I'd share that on the pod tonight. The other thing I wanted to tell you about was I came across this thing, and I'm pretty sure it's AI'd. Snoop Dogg has been in the news a lot, and they've been talking to him about a lot of different things and stuff. But somebody AI'd a white Snoop Dogg. You hear what I said? A white Snoop Dogg. I'm going to show it to you. That's not it. There you go. There you go. No, it's not Tilda Swinton. That's weird, isn't it, you guys? For those of you that can't see it, he's basically a Snoop Dogg dude, only he is a white boy. And it is the weirdest thing I have ever seen in my life. Yeah. I tripped off of that. I know you're like staring at that forever, right? Crazy, crazy, crazy. The weeks just keep getting more interesting, right? Because so much is happening within a week's time, and has been since the new administration took over. So it's not just that stuff though, but everything is just bam, 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 moving, 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 moving. So much shit's being thrown at us that it's hard for me. I'm just pulling stuff out as I see it that interests me or that I can laugh at and kind of talk about a little bit. So I'm going to do my best to keep doing that. I do have a guest coming up soon. I'll confirm that before I announce it to you. My cousin Matto is coming back from Sacramento. He'll be up in Matto's bar. We're getting ready to do another podcast together, and that should be a blast as well. Here's the last thing I wanted to show you. Donald Trump replaces his desk after Elon Musk's son, Little X, picks nose during the White House visit. Hey, this is no joke. I know you saw it. I know everyone saw that when Little X was in there and Elon had his hat on. I mean, the freaking Oval Office is looking like a preschool now. And Trump just sat there, and that little kid was like, "You need to be quiet. You're not the president." I was dying, dude. And if you don't think something is wrong there just from that, then you're just nuts. You're just nuts because that little kid was just too much. But I did see the booger. I did see the kid pick his nose. And then this came out today and it said Donald Trump replaces his desk because little X put his little booger on it. Hey, all I want to do is be able to laugh about it, you guys. That's all I want to say. And I am. So, and that was like the way for me to go out for my week. I love you guys. We'll see you soon.